I am doing a review of the QRPme Tuna RF Monitor Kit, an alternative to the Tuna Helper, designed to be simple, one-evening builds, to practice your solder skills. This kit is part of a larger complete QRPme 2-tin Tuna's integrated station, that supports both an HF QRPp separate CW transmitter and receiver. Rex, W1REX, works hard to provide one-evening kits that are easy to solder and be educational. You can bet kits from Limerick, Maine will be fun. This kit has 3 LEDs that mimic a vacuum tube circuit, glowing orange, red, and blue to indicate RF power pass-through, as some kits have no CW side tone. It also contains a switchable 50 ohm 6-watt dummy load, with a peak and hold circuit for measuring power output. It is designed to pass through 1 watt QRPp or less. I'm Davey, KU9L, licensed in 1979 and a QRPp fanatic. I drove my college professors nuts building homebrew CW gear. I am trying to get these squirrel monkeys off my back by making up for 20 years of inactivity due to career and family eldercare obligations. So let's QRPp. A fun project, you do a twist on an old concept. Glowing vacuum tubes expand our minds, feed our souls, and bring DX from mysterious places. This simple, one-evening kit, has an easy layout with all through-hole parts to make short work of assembly. The vacuum tube is not an electrical part of the schematic. Straighten the vacuum tube pins as needed to insert them into the 13-pin socket. Lay out all parts for easy identification against the Bill of Materials parts list. Use your cell phone camera to identify hard-to-read component part numbers, then expand the photo to act as a magnifying glass. This is a 1N5711 rectifier diode. 0.1 microfarad capacitors can be seen this way like magic. It cuts down on troubleshooting time afterward when the proper components can be identified immediately. Although resistor values can be read with an ohm meter, here you can clearly read component tolerances, which can affect circuit performance immensely on many schematics when parts get switched. The built-in 50 ohm dummy load handles 6 watts of RF power from 2 3-watt 100 ohm resistors. However, the circuit layout is designed for QRPp levels. The orange, red, and blue LEDs represent the filament, plate, and grid heater components to indicate power and transmitter on from an old vacuum tube. The 2-tin Tuna series use RCA connectors for Tuna can to Tuna can interconnections that work great and cheaply for power, RF, and control signals. The single-pole, double-throw switch, is for changing from pass-through mode to dummy load mode with an RF power output measurement function, through an RCA connector. The vacuum tube isn't powered and is a prop used as part of the LED RF monitor function, but the schematic is a simple one-page circuit with RF sensing to activate the transmit LEDs for the vacuum tube prop, as well as the dummy load and RF voltage peak and hold circuit. The Bill of Materials parts list is about half a page but shows this is a simple one-evening kit that provides beauty, function, and form in one of the. I started with installing the RCA connectors as they took more heat from my soldering iron. I installed the alternate 2-terminal connector for my 12-volt DC input. All of the resistors, capacitors, diodes, LEDs, and the transistor can be soldered separately to speed up the assembly time. Flip board and solder. All top parts soldered? Now is the time to install the LEDs down below. The orange LED will glow when 12-volt power is applied to simulate heater filament power, which also indicates that the QRPme RF monitor kit is powered up. The red and the blue LEDs will glow when your transmitter outputs a signal to simulate grid and plate voltage are applied. Transmitters with outside tones are now enhanced. This puppy is now going to be tested, and the lights will be dimmed so that the full effect of the color LEDs can be experienced. Ready? 1. 72 and 73 from Davey, KU9L. Stay tuned.